Welcome back. I'm Udar Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. A harrowing story is coming out of the temple town of Karnataka, Dharmasthala, where a former sanitation worker has revealed in court that he was forced to dispose of over 100 bodies around the Dharmasthala area over the last 25 years. According to the whistleblower's testimony, he buried over 100 people between 1998 and 2014. The bodies he buried were primarily of women who had been raped and murdered. The worker has also provided photographic evidence of skeletal remains and has told the stories of the victims of this horrifying tale, including a schoolgirl who was buried in a school uniform and showed signs of sexual abuse, as well as a 20-year-old woman whose face was burned with acid. The whistleblower, who fled Dharmasthala in December 2014 after a minor in his own family was assaulted by someone linked to the people coercing him to bury their victims, returned recently driven by his guilt to file his account along with his employee ID. He's also claimed that the perpetrators behind these killings are linked to the temple administration in Dharmasthala and hold considerable influence in the area. He's also reportedly submitted a sealed envelope naming the accused to the Supreme Court advocate KV Dhananjay in the event that he is harmed. The sanitation worker's testimony has reignited a firestorm of demands for justice, with the skeletons he unearthed, both literal and figurative, laying bare a potential web of systemic violence and cover-up. Today we have with us S. Balan, Special Public Prosecutor, joining us live. In fact, yes, S. Balan, thank you for being with us today. I will just come to you in a second. I just want to quickly tell our viewers about Dharmasthala. It's a temple town some 75 kilometers away from Mangaluru, and it's renowned for the Sri Kshetra Dharmasthala Manjunath Swami temple, an 800-year-old temple dedicated to Shiva. It's been under the care of the Hegde family since its establishment and is one of the most famous temples in all of South India. The temple town is watered by the Netravati river. The allegations are heinous and say that hundreds of women have been raped and murdered and subsequently buried in the temple town since at least 1998. These revelations have come to light when a former sanitation worker alleged that he was coerced by influential people to bury over 100 bodies in the surrounding areas. This testimony was given by the sanitation worker, including details of some of those burial sites, details of some of the victims as young as 12 years old, and others who were reportedly attacked with acid. S. Balan, let me draw you in here, into this horrific story emerging. What do you make of this testimony that this worker has now given?
See, testimony is part of the group or a gang involved in killing and burying. His role was only burying, destroying the evidence. Killers, rapists are different. Now, this goes on for the last 40 years. It started in the year 1983. Padmalata was the victim. She was raped and killed because her father, Devanand, was not accepting the terms and conditions of Panchayat election. Thereafter, the Ananya, Vedavalli, Saujanya, in all about 367 young girls studying in the medical college, engineering college, law college, all run by the Dharmasthala group, D group. So they have been missing. Besides, hundreds of men, young boys were also been missing, and their parents, whomsoever, go to Beltangdi police in the initial stages, now Dharmasthala police station. Now the point is, on 3rd, a person approached the police stating that it is me who indeed buried these A plus, L plus young girls who were raped and killed. And A instructed me, B instructed me, C instructed me. When I declined to bury it, A said I will be cut into pieces. Yes, named certain persons before the police as well as the magistrate under 183 of BNSS. This happened on 3rd and 4th. Now we are on 18th. For the last 14 days, it is very shocking that police have not made any endeavor to recover the bodies. See, this he may be called as a complainant or an approver at a later stage or an accused by himself, whatever may be the name. The investigation should begin, according to me, all these 15 days. police having been sleeping over the matter, this is dereliction of duty. Number one. Number two, see, they should record his statement and they should go to the spot to recover. In that process, they should utilize the services of forensic science laboratories. Nothing is happening. See, that Ananya mother tells, see, at least I can see the mortal remains of my daughter so that I can do some rituals. Her soul should rest in peace. Like that, 367 girls' mothers are begging, but the state is mute. State is very much mute. Then sensing this, lawyers like me, we went a team to meet Honorable Chief Minister. We appraised of this and we don't have trust on the local police. The credential of local police or the district police always in favor of the lawbreakers because they happen to be lawmaker also. So therefore, the state government, it is bounden duty of the state government, entire police establishment to set up a special investigation team for the purpose of arrest. So far, no arrest is made. Why? Culprits are known, victims are known, dead bodies are known, skeleton remains are known, no arrest. What is the procedure? The culprit should be arrested, maybe A, maybe B or C, and they should be subjected to custodial interrogation based on their
Now that this whistleblower has come out, what need to be the follow-up measures taken? At least someone finally has the courage. He is attempting to expose what has been happening there. As you said, he's part of the gang. The others are obviously not speaking up. What now should be the follow-up measures taken?
So follow-up measure, it is handed over to a sub-inspector who is just 28 years old. He is always getting instruction from somewhere. My information is that he inquires the whistleblower or a complainant. Then he comes out and speaks to somebody else. His mobile should be taken and to whom he is spoken, whether the A or B named in the FIR are in touch with him, all that has to be probed. This is a high profile case. No such case happened in entire India. Auto Shankar case in Chennai, just 4 murders. Nowhere in India. This is the first time such a huge ramification. Serial killer, serial rapist, mass murder, mass rape, mass burial. This is shocking. 367 souls. More than that, souls are craving for justice. And most of these girls, when they were found
Yes.
on the banks of Netravati river,
Okay.
their undergarment torn and
Absolutely,
bleeding.
absolutely. Let me also, in fact, draw in. Thank you, Mr. Balan, for joining us. Appreciate you taking our time. Seema Kausal, let me draw you in here, social activist. Seema, what do you make of this, horrific story that seems to be, emerging from this town in Karnataka through this testimony?
It's really sad that we are sitting here and discussing we are so helpless till now. But it is not a today's case. This Saujanya only made the sound everywhere. But before that, 49 years old, one more child who is kidnapped from the school and murdered. That is the first case. Created the huge sound in Karnataka about this particular Dharmasthala place. That also nobody take the police did not file the FIR. Nobody, press media, print media, no media came into the light at that time. Nobody supported them. The students of that college, that 17 years old child, students and her classmates, they make that effort that police should has to take the file the FIR, and at that time that made a very big huge sound. At that time, I think Ramakrishna Hegde was the chief minister. At that time also, government did not do anything. If at all, at that time, Ramakrishna Hegde Sirji was the chief minister. If he could have taken the initiative, we have not going to see so many dead bodies till now. That incident was occurred 49 years ago. 49 years ago. Since 49 years till now, how many cases? How many? Now only 300 to 400 parents are coming up, but how many parents are not supposed to know that their child are buried there? Why now police are now the person who buried the bodies, he came himself and he is telling, I'm ready to show the spot. Instead of police taking him to the spots and dig the bodies, they are asking him to point out in the map. Why it is doing this? Just to inform them to that Dharmasthala people to take out the bodies remove the bodies and place it somewhere else. For that purpose, they are doing it. Why they wanted to give the justice to these women or these childs, or they wanted to support to that the Dharmasthala people? What it is going on? So now Siddaramaiah sir told that he is going to form the SIT, but we request him, we urge him to as soon before he going to form the SIT. Now the court has ordered to dig out the bodies. We request the police,
Yes.
not at least now. This is now these people tomorrow their own child they are going to suffer it. So I request not
Okay.
to.
Let me bring in Tahira Hassan as well, activist who's live with us. Tahira, is this just the tip of the iceberg, you believe? What has been uncovered so far?
First thing that it shook us, this incident, and not 1, 200 women raped and murdered. And as the whistleblower stated very strongly that he saw there was a clear sign of wounds and sexual harassment. And he provided these confidential statement to police. Instead of taking action, the police, why delayed it and leaked the whole information? So there is a question that integrity of the case will be compromised. This is a question. So I think that now this case should be transferred to CBI, because the one thing that if the people were very influential, so nobody spoke against it, nobody stood against them. But this one, the whistleblower had enough courage to come out after such a long time, and he just told, that to police, provided the police statements and the place, everything he told, that go and see it, there you will find the skeletons. So why the police delayed, this is a question. And whether FIR was written or not, or whether, it's not only question, or whether the skeletons will be there or not. But thing is this, why system failed and why system allowed this to happen in Karnataka, in Dharmasthala. This is a question of the women's security. Why the women's security is not on priority? It is because always we often come across the statements by the political class also, misogynistic language is used, that propagate the sexual violence against the women, I will say.
Okay.
So I think that these things should be taken under consideration. After Nirbhaya, it was decided also that laws will be, stringent laws which have been made will be applied on the ground, and conviction rate will be increased. But here we see that why police is so silent in entire this case, such a heinous crime committed. Not 100 women, in which the minor girl, including minor girls also, and they raped and buried. And in spite of this, nobody came to know about it. Nobody dared to spoke against it. No investigation was, taken place, thorough investigation. So these are the questions that has to be addressed. Who are these people? Their nexus is very strong, it seems. So the case must be transferred to the CBI for the justice.
Anurag Naidu, political analyst, is also with us. Anurag, one wonders how long this has also been going. Certain analysts saying that perhaps 2 decades, based on this testimony, it could have been perhaps older as well, Anurag.
Well, yes, thank you for having me on the show. I think you're right. I think this is the question that is going on in my head. And, going by what has been our past with related to the temples, we've had histories of Devadasis. We've had, although we had such a glorious past, we've also had instances that has shook us, that we are ashamed of. There are some dark spots. I think in the times that we live in, to uncover something like this is very disturbing as a Hindu, as a proud Hindu. And I think in the interest of protecting Dharma, in the interest of restoring the right values of Dharma, I think we must investigate at the highest level. I have due respect to the state police. Karnataka police is very competent. There is no doubt about it. But having said that, if you still have a second or third layer of, investigation officer in the hierarchy of the police to lead this investigation, that is not something that sends the right message. I think it has to be the CBI investigation. And it also has to be a court-monitored investigation, time-bound. And why it is important is the investigation and the pattern of this crime might open up the doors for several other temples in India, which needs to be, looked after. And we cannot, it is not just a Dharmasthala issue. I think the sacrifice of these women, the sacrifice of these children, should not go waste. At least today, we should really, take it to our heart and question ourselves. Is it only Dharmasthala issue? And I would say no. And I think the true tribute to this, people who have lost their life, who has been murdered, would only be by serving the right justice to several others, fixing the systems, probably overhauling how the temple management is being run in India, overhauling and having the right government authority. Like, I can give you an example, like in Andhra, the endowment board, I think it's very beautifully run, where the bureaucrats are there, IS officers are involved. There is a system in place. All the temples are primarily run by the families that are taking care of the rituals and the practices. I think this entire temple management system in India needs an overhaul with the right set of people. I think we have to take leap from this lesson. We have to take our learnings. Absolutely no doubt, it must be a CBI inquiry, court monitored, time bound, and the highest order having. In fact, I'll also be happy if PMO gets involved and try to fix things up and try to restore the faith of the people and try to clear the air. I mean, it really. Next time around when we go to Dharmasthala, these are the things that will be running in our head. And I think we will definitely not be comfortable unless we find the truth, unless we put in a system that fixes all other temples in India. This is a large story. This is not a one incident.
All right, let me get in G.A. Bava as well at this point, former DCP Bangalore. G.A. Bava, what now need to be the follow-up steps by the administration, by the police? Finally, someone has had the courage to reveal what was happening.
Sir, I am hearing allegations and reading in paper and news like in the last 10 years about the all murders, rapes. Now also somebody told that hundreds of murders, hundreds of rapes happened. If it is true, if there is any evidence, the investigation has to be taken, because I have put out 38 years service in the department. I am 3 President medal I got, 3 CM gold medal I got, and number of cases has been convicted. But I am wondering how it is possible about 100 rapes and 100 murders gone without any investigation and without any detection, and whatever he may be most powerful also. Is it possible? Is it possible to birth the offenses? I don't think so. Now you see, now somebody came. I don't know, he's unconnected to, or he is not related or anybody. Hundreds of murders have taken place. Hundreds of rapes have taken place. There must be some evidence, something in 1 or 2 cases will come out, and it will, whatever who have committed offenses, they will 100% book it in these cases. Somebody told about Saujanya's case. Saujanya's case I studied last 4 years back. Whole case paper I studied. In that case, local police also investigated, CID has investigated, CBI has investigated on the request of same Dharmadhikari of Sri Dharmasthala Bajanath Swami. He himself wrote a letter to CM and everybody requested personally to hand over the cases to CBI. But nothing else. Is it possible? I am thinking that as being investigated so many cases, is it possible to work on so many offences, so many, whoever he may be, so whatever influence he may be, it is impossible according to me. So now also, so the bodies, somebody told about the rig, it is called the exhumation. Exhumation has got some procedure. So there must be evidence. The Assistant Commission has to give permissions and court has to order. So without any evidences, proper authority, somebody must be who has got interest
Yes.
in the dead bodies. This should complain to the police and court has to take action, and at the same time exhumation has to be ordered. It is not so easy unless some this one that graveyards
Okay.
are there.
Okay. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time. Let's slip into a short break.